Hey, what is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going through yet another stack of games that I recently got from the same game store, no less. All these games you see here, I got for $1 a piece. Now, I haven't actually tested them yet, but considering how cheap they were, I'd say I still got myself a pretty good deal, even if, say, I guess 50% of it were somehow bad. Like, I still think it's that's still a really good deal. $2 for everything, hypothetically, but obviously I'm just guessing here. I don't actually know how many of these games actually work, but we'll find out soon enough. I might even test a couple here on this video. But yeah, let's actually start. So the first game I got here, got is Forza 2 Motorsports for the Xbox 360. Now, I understand that the Forza Motorsport series unfortunately just came to an end somewhat because apparently Turn 10 just had some massive layoffs um, after after like which is coming about, I think, a year, not even a year or so, um, after the release of their latest motorsports game, which was a reboot of the uh, franchise. There is the Forza Horizon series as well, but that's done by a different studio, I believe. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not as familiar about Forza as I probably should. All I know is that these games consistently have been of very good quality. Um, you know, they're pretty much a direct competitor, sort of a direct competitor to the Gran Turismo franchise, essentially. And much like Gran Turismo, they do delist these games after a while, just because of licensing issues. Now, in terms of the disc quality, well, it's pretty good. I get, relatively speaking, not the best, but hopefully it ends up working. You can see some scratches, unfortunately, but we'll see if it actually affects the console's ability to play. Next up is Project Gotham Racing. I believe this is Project Gotham Racing 3. And no, this has nothing to do with Batman, but I believe this is the precursor to Forza, before they kind of abandoned the series in favor of Forza. So yeah, I have that in my collection now, and once again, disc a bit scratched up, but we'll see if it works or not. Yeah, that's the only two Xbox 360 games I got. And next up we have next up we got the PlayStation 3, and again we're starting off with some racing games, uh, specifically MotorStorm Pacific Rift. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what. I have no experience at all with the MotorStorm franchise at all, but I was told that the games were relatively good. I mean, this game is a greatest hits title, so it must be fairly decent for it to be to make it to the greatest hits um, labeling. Next up, M. Okay, okay. I can never. I always found these games very homogenous. So it's MX versus ATV Reflex. Yeah. So this is a motorbike game. Gonna be honest, have again no experience with this franchise whatsoever. So I can only hope that the game actually works, especially since it is a Blu-ray disc, and uh, unfortunately, Blu-ray discs are very difficult to get fixed, if they can even be fixed at all. Um, at least that's what I have been told, anyways. And unfortunately, yeah. So the disc, you can see right. Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but yeah, there is a massive scratch, like right there, on the disc. So hopefully it doesn't affect it too much, but we'll see. There's more scratches here too. Hopefully, mm, you know, it works just enough for me to actually play the game. As for this game, yeah, once again, ooh, yeah, it's like really, it's hard to see with all the, yeah, it's like really scuffed up. Oh my goodness, like somebody had wiped it with something. There's scratches all over it. But yeah, that is yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're up to the third game here. Driver San Francisco. So this is actually the fifth entry in the Driver franchise. Had practically no idea about this franchise for the most part until I saw a video of it done by Mystic Ryan here on YouTube, who goes back and plays PS3 games just to see the online mode. And apparently this game's online mode still works, I think. Um, not too sure. But yeah, the disc once again, oof, it's in pretty rough shape. Oof, yeah, I'm really hoping for the best here. I know it's a stretch, but you never know. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, a bit unfortunate. But maybe one day I'll find someone who can actually fix it, if it can be fixed at all. Yeah, next up, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. This is basically Sony's answer to Super Smash Brothers, but it didn't quite work out, sadly, just because I think part of it was because it was due to the fact that it was basically seen as like a Smash Brothers clone, and a lot of these characters, I don't know, they're fine on a lot of them are fine on their own, but when you mesh them to bring them together, it just doesn't feel right. There's a massive clash. And I know you could say the same thing about Smash Brothers, but I don't know, something about all those characters, um, just they just feel something about, maybe it's the art style, because the characters in Smash Brothers seem to blend well together a bit more. That could just be a perception thing. Yeah, this one is not too bad compared to everything else. So hopefully it actually works. I'm really hopeful it does. I actually got the game already on PlayStation Vita, but of course, I want to actually play this on a big screen. And I'm actually surprised they didn't really bother just releasing like a PlayStation 4 port of this at the launch of that system. Because I think maybe that would have helped a bit, but oh well. Next up, we have Enemy Territory Quake Wars, or is it Quake Wars Enemy Territory? Well, anyways, it's a game by id Software and published by Activision. Yes, because Activision had publishing rights for the franchise for a bit, and for some reason, whoever owned this previously thought it was a good idea to write on it with marker. Yikes! Is this permanent marker? It looks that way. Yeah, there's no way for me to get that off without damaging the art. And oh my goodness, there is a massive scratch on here. Oh, yeah, that really is unfortunate. But again, we'll see. Now we get to the Wii stuff, and I'm a bit more optimistic because, of course, from my understanding, these ones are a bit easier to repair, I guess, compared to Blu-rays. But that really depends on. Really, there's no guarantee that resurfacing your games will actually fix it. It could be like so many other issues, just because manufacturing defects. You never really know. But the game, yeah. So let's actually start off with the first game I have here, Need for Speed Carbon. This was released during the launch of the Nintendo Wii, interestingly enough, and this game itself actually came out on pretty much every single platform available at the time. And I mean everything. It came out on every last-gen console at the time, the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, as well as the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the aforementioned Wii version, which, of course, has like forced motion controls. Like, I don't think you have the option to use the GameCube controller. Unfortunately, that's just how it is with a lot of these early Wii games. They really wanted you to use the Wii remote, sadly. So it wasn't really until much later on that they started giving you options to, especially with like third-party games, to just use a regular controller instead of just motion controls. Okay, next up, WW. Okay, so it says W. It doesn't. Okay, yeah, they stylize it very weird. So this is WWE 12, or I'm sorry, yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, apostrophe 12. It's basically WWE 12. And this was, of course, when THQ was still around and they were still publishing these games before that company went belly up. Yeah, from my understanding, this is actually one of the better WWE games, especially since this is a Wii game, and Wii ports of sports games can be, I guess, hit and miss, and this is one of the better ones to my understanding, which is good to hear. Um, I'm going to be honest. I'm not really I have no interest in wrestling as a sport, but I felt it was, I felt obligated to just try it, just to own this, just for the novelty of it. Um, oh, and just for, oh, and on the topic of wrestling, yes, this is being recorded shortly after Hulk Hogan's death. His death was announced a couple days ago, and which is a bit unfortunate. I'm actually not sure if he's actually in the game. I'd love to know. Like, is he in the game like pretty much every iteration of the game, or just in some iteration? I'd love to know, because I know he was like the face of wrestling. But yeah, next up we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So this was one of those really awful license games produced to capitalize on the popularity of the Harry Potter franchise. Released around the same time as the first Deathly Hallows movie, and to my understanding, this is a very bad game. Sadly, did not. I'm not sure if it financially did well, but they made it, and shortly after they pushed out the final movie tie-in game. A year later, the studio shut down, and that was basically it. Still, I'm buying this for the novelty. Really, I don't, and that, and also I did actually enjoy the movies when I watched them, anyways. As a kid, I actually liked the first two movies just for their more kid-friendly nature, but as the years have gone on, I've actually appreciated the later movies for their more mature tone, just because I'm actually a bit older now and get kind of grasp the idea of it. Although I am curious about how that Harry Potter TV show is going to turn out, because of course they are expanding on the movie. Expanding more on the books, which the movie just simply could not do because they have a limited screen time. I know Hogwarts Legacy is a really, really good game, but that is one of those games that takes place in the same universe, but is not like an adaptation of the actual material. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, actually, before I go, yeah, the disc, not too bad. I actually keep forgetting. Yeah, the disc, ooh, it's a little scratched up, but shouldn't be too much trouble. Carbon, also, ooh, a little scratched up there too, but we'll see. Okay, so not to jump the gun here a bit, but I already did a video on the PS2 version of the game, which I also own. The intro video for that one, I believe, keeps like crashing, but as long as I skip that intro cutscene, it works. So I wonder if it's the same for my copy of the Wii version. Next up, Driver Parallel Line. So this is actually the fourth entry in the Driver franchise. I thought it was just like a watered down version of or like a game that was tangentially related, but it is actually the fourth entry. Not sure if it's one of those alternate ports though. Same game, same type, same name, different game sort of thing. But I'll find out soon enough. Disc, oof, yeah, it's quite scratched up. But we'll see. Another movie tie-in game, Spider-Man 3 for the Wii. Again, I actually have this already on the Xbox 360, but to my understanding, the Wii version is a bit different. I don't know how. I've seen videos of it, but really, it's only until I actually sit down and actually play it that's when I'll get a really good idea of how different it is. Oh yeah, that disc is not good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I may. Yeah, I'm willing to bet I'll have to resurface this. This looks awful. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Wii games. Let's move on to the Xbox ones. First up is Colin McRae Rally 4. Okay. This was okay. So this is a backwards compatible title, at least for the Xbox 360. That's primarily why I'm even bothering at all with it. Now, I know the Xbox 360 emulation itself isn't particularly great. In fact, a lot of Xbox games that are backwards compatible on an Xbox 360 have like some serious emulation issues. Case in point, for example, like one of the Tony Hawk games would not start up at all unless you set your 360 to 480p. Set the display to 480p. That is. That only then will the game actually work. And I'm not sure what the deal with this game is. Hopefully it works well, but we'll see. And again, oof, yeah, that disc quality. It's hard to see on video, but yeah, it's like really, really rough. Next up, Mech Assault 2, Lone Wolf. Now for my friends who are watching this, you get the joke. Okay, yeah, alright, so, yeah, the disc, once again, is really scuffed up, but, we'll see. I know I'm kind of repeating myself a lot here, but, that's just how it is with a lot of these discs. I don't even know what this game is. I mean, I'm assuming it's a mech game, but I have no idea what this game is about. I just know it's backwards compatible, and it's a sequel, so there's got to be a reason why the first game got a sequel. So, but we'll see when I actually try it. Next up is Project Gotham Racing 2. So I already showed the third game. This is the predecessor to that, and for the original Xbox, no less. And yep, once again, it's rough, but I have hope. And oh yeah, Need for Speed Carbon on the original Xbox, and yeah, this is backwards compatible on a 360 as far as I can tell. Okay, so I just did a quick Google search, and apparently it turns out this was not actually backwards compatible. I made a mistake. So yeah, I'm basically stuck with this game now. I made a mistake, and now I'm stuck with it. But yeah, this is Need for Speed Carbon on the original Xbox. I have no idea if it's going to work at all because I don't have an original Xbox. And I don't have any intention of getting it. So I'm basically stuck with this for ever. Much like my other copy of like NHL 06 on the original Xbox, I probably won't know whether or not this works. Not that it really matters. I mean, it's it's Need for Speed Carbon is, from my understanding, like pretty close to one another in terms of like visuals across the board. So, well, except for the 360 version, that one's obviously the better version. But aside from that, it's largely the same. And I don't even know if the game's gonna work because you can clearly see it's got a lot of scratches, anyways. So it's really a coin toss as to whether it will work. So next up we have Burnout 3 Takedown, developed by Criterion Games. Yeah, so these guys, I think they also did like Burnout Paradise, and eventually they did. They worked on something else. I think they worked on some of the more high profile, or notable, I should say, Need for Speed games, I believe. After the Burnout franchise kind of just went on hiatus for a while. Now, I actually wanted to get this a little sooner. I actually saw a copy at a thrift store once for like $5, but I noticed how scratched up it was, so I didn't pick it. This one is scratched up, but it's $1, and plus, I can get it resurfaced, so not too big of a deal. Oh, next one. Sorry, Need for Speed Most Wanted. I heard. My understanding is that this is one of the best Need for Speed games, to my understanding. Of course, I won't know for certain until I actually try it out myself. But yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Okay. Sorry for the jump cut again, but yeah, I just found out once again. Much like Need for Speed Carbon, this is not backwards compatible. on a 360 or Xbox One for that matter. Yeah, so I kind of screwed myself there. I, re- I essentially, yeah. Unfortunately, I should have stuck with. I did not do a thorough enough research, and now I'm stuck with two games now that do not work, or I don't know if they work or not. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I'm stuck with a game that I don't even know works, and even then, again, disc is in really rough shape. Oof, that is not. I doubt that is even playable. But yeah, moving on. Uh, the original Xbox Platinum Hits game, Dead to Rights. Now, I think this is actually backwards compatible. Um, according to Wikipedia, there's some flickering during a specific mission, as well as some performance drops. Now, I have no idea what this game is about, but hey, it must have done something right to be a Platinum Hits title, right? Oof, yeah, that is really really rough. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's not good. It's hard to, yeah, it's really not good. But hey, at least it's backwards compatible. Same with Forza Motorsports, the very first Forza Motorsports, I should add. Yeah, this is where the franchise got its start all those years ago. Um, Microsoft Game Studios, huh? I guess Turn 10 did not was not involved yet, but yeah, again, really scratched up. Oof. Makes you wonder what kind of condition these games were in when the person ultimately decided to trade it in to the game store. Next up, Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. I have no idea what this game. I have no idea what this game is. I just picked it up because it was A, backwards compatible, and B, I'm probably not gonna own a game like this ever again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a bit scratched up, too. Yeah, I'm gonna assume all of these are scratched up, but hey, gotta check them anyways, for the sake of this video. Next up is Amped 2. So I actually already have this game, but the problem is I have it. The disc that I have is actually a 2-pack disc. So it has both Topspin 2 and Amped 2, but or actually no, I can't remember. It was like a Topspin game and then Amped 2 were on the same disc. But unfortunately, although Amped 2 is backwards compatible on a 360, because the other game Topspin is not backwards compatible, the disc by extension is not, or that, or it's just like an oversight on Microsoft part when they made this game backwards compatible, because of course back then it was pretty normal to release update updated sorry it was normal to have updated releases, but at the same time those updated releases are effectively just different, are almost completely different games, treated as different games, I should say. And because of that, they don't work, or there are some compatibility issues. But yeah, that's Amp 2. I actually own the first game, so um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how I feel about the franchise um, if I, when I actually get to it. Because I actually did enjoy the snowboarding mini games and say like Mario and Sonic games, so who knows? Maybe I'll actually like this one. But yeah, next up, the Da Vinci Code. Yeah, this is a very interesting looking game, and it's backwards compatible, so I picked it up. So yeah, nothing else here to say. I mean, I think it's a movie tie-in game. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, again, oof. Yeah, that disc has seen better days. Next up, another movie tie-in game, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, this is the third movie. Sorry, based on the third movie, which I initially did not like, but I think I've warmed up to it over time. I didn't like it at the time, of course, because of its, I didn't understand what the heck a lot of what was going on. But yeah, I've got it in my collection now, and uh, you know, scratches aside, hopefully it works. Next up is a very interesting one. So this is Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike, to my understanding, was like it started off life as a mod or something like that, and then it became very popular because it could run on like pretty much any computer under the sun, because of its low spec nature, kind of like Minecraft. It was very popular amongst people who use internet cafes and so on and so forth, and they attempted to bring it to consoles, but with little success, unfortunately. My understanding is that there's just not enough buttons on the controller or there's not a button layout, I should say, on controllers that will ever make this game feel comfortable on home consoles, sadly. I don't know if now I'm not sure if this even contains like a single player campaign at all. Like it could just be like a multiplayer only experience, which is going to be a problem because the online servers got shut down a long time ago, so that's going to be a problem. But hey, it's in my collection now, and hey, I can finally say I own Counter-Strike physically. Assuming it even works, because oof, boy, those scratches. Next up is okay, yeah. Now we're up to the PS2 games. Yeah, pretty much everything onwards except one game is all for the PS2. So let's start off here with Pac-Man World 3. Now, Pac-Man World was one of the very first video games I ever played on, like ever in my life, on an official console. Like I got it alongside my PlayStation 1 back over 20 years ago now. I still haven't finished it. I did recently, not too long ago, bought the second game, and now I also have the third game here. So yeah, now maybe I should actually get to playing these games. Assuming they work. Well, assuming this works, I should say. Yeah. I am curious as to now. Okay, so Pac-Man World actually got a remake / remaster recently. So I'm curious as to whether they're gonna remaster do the same for the second and third game, and potentially do a fourth game afterwards. But we'll see. Next up, Mortal Kombat Armageddon by Midway. I have no idea. See, I have very little experience with the Mortal Kombat games. I know, like, we're up to Mortal Kombat 1 right now, which is technically 12, but in terms of, like, numbering scheme, I have no idea where this one fits into that. But yeah, we'll find out soon enough. I don't even know I don't know to what extent the quality of the game is, but hey. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I doubt this is going to work at all. It's so scratched up. My goodness gracious. This is... Yeah, it's going to take yeah, no. I can see... This is going to need... this is definitely going to need resurfacing. This looks awful. Just awful. Next up is SmackDown... I guess it's called WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2007. My understanding is that this is like one of the best ones that you can get. One of the best games in the series you can get, though I wouldn't know that for sure. I do know it is a bit scratched up, less scratched up than the last game, but enough to potentially cause problems while playing it. So yeah. Next up, Tekken 5. This one also by Namco. Yeah, so I have Tekken 6 thanks to Xbox Games with Gold. I'm not very familiar with the franchise in general, really. I mean, I know Kazuya is got added to Smash Brothers, but aside from that, I really am not familiar. Aside from, I think, our main character having a really tragic backstory, but again, not familiar with the franchise. And yeah. This, could use has seen better days. Side Girls, yeah. So this game just simply looked interesting to me, so I picked it up. I don't. Oh wait, hang on a second. This is disc 2. Oh no, I didn't realize this was a 2-disc game. Oh no. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. I might have to see if they have a disc 1 somewhere, because or disc 1 at that same game store I got this from, because oh my goodness, this is not, this looks, this is, oh god, this is terrible. I don't like, maybe it's like Metal Gear, sorry, maybe it's like Devil May Cry 2, where it's like it's just like one side of the story, so maybe I can still play it, but we'll see. This one, okay, I picked this up even though I have PS Plus Premium. I picked it up just because of the very unique nature of this. So this is Toy Story 3 for the PlayStation 2, released in the year 2010. Now, 2010, that was, the PlayStation 2 was 10 years old by that point. It was like, I know we're still getting releases on PS4 like 12 years into that system's lifespan and all, but back then, it's, having a PS2 game 10 years into the console's life cycle was just insane to me. It's like, why? I mean, why and how is this possible? But they did it. Now, as with, of course, being a late generation release, it is a very stripped down version of the compared to the other versions. It's actually less content. I think it has less content than the PSP version of the game. I'm not too sure on that, but it's actually missing certain game modes that I think is present in the Wii version, but only one way to find out. Now, I was very hesitant to pick this up because, again, the PSP version is actually available on PS Plus Premium, but also the disc itself really is not in good shape at all. I seriously have my doubts that it will work. Next up, Tekken Tag. Hang on, Tekken. Okay, it's Tekken Tag Tournament, not. Okay, I thought it was Tekken Tag Team Tournament, but no, it's Tekken Tag Tournament. Yeah, I know I believe the sequel to this game. I know that. Okay, I don't know about this game at all, but I know the sequel was released on the Wii U and also had some like Wii U exclusive content. That's how I even know about it. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I primarily want to get this because I do eventually plan on getting a sequel, and it's it's one of those blue discs. I think it's a dual layered PS2 game disc, which is interesting. Yeah, some games did this because, of course, it just needed more space for the game content. It's always cool. I don't know. It's cool to look at. I don't know. Something about the blue disc seems so cool to me. And also blue is one of my favorite colors, so that's probably why as well. Next up, Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. I think this is the second Prince of Persia game, second or third. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have the Sand of Time, and I know the Sand of Time remake has been on hiatus forever now. I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to get released, just because people did not respond to it very well. And Ubisoft is not doing so well these days at all, so it remains to be seen if Prince of Persia could ever make a triumphant return. They tried to do it with the Lost Crown, but that was like a 2D game, not a 3D game that a lot of fans were expecting. But yeah, Prince of Persia, the precursor to Assassin's Creed, and even that franchise is also having trouble right now, sadly. But I'm sure it will prevail in some form, just because they did make a business deal recently to keep the franchise, to start up a new organization that'll be tasked with the Assassin's Creed franchise exclusively. So, but on the topic of companies not doing so well, Acclaim, they published this game, Headhunter. I'm pretty sure Acclaim is gone now, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe they got bought out or something, but I have no idea. This game just seemed interesting to me, so I picked it up. Or the disc just looked interesting to me, I should say. And speaking of looking interesting, yeah, ATV Off-Road Fury. I got the first game. Doesn't look all that great either. Second game. Okay, not as bad, but still not great. The third game. Um, and the fourth game. Yeah, I got all four. I decided, you know what? For $4, might as well. Might as well. I mean, it got 4 entries, so it's something. There's got to be something really good about them. But oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have forgotten. I actually have a PS1 game in here. Um, yeah, I might as well. I might as well look into it now. Or you know what? I'll save it to the last. I'll save it to the last. Just keep that to the side. But yeah, next one. True Crime: Streets of L.A. This was published by Activision, I believe, and yeah, this was before, of course, they got really, really into the whole Call of Duty spiel. Um, I don't, yeah, I just thought it looked interesting, so I picked it up. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. Manhunt. I think this was a very infamous game, and oh yeah, it was published by Rockstar too. So yeah, and Rockstar have always kind of pushed the envelope on what you can do in a video game, and I think this game got a notorious reputation for being violent. I can't remember, but hey, it's a Rockstar game, so of course I just gotta have it. You know, I am morbidly curious. Next up, Hitman Contracts. So this is, I think, the third or entry in the Hitman franchise. I always get the Hitman games confused, just because, especially the games prior to the reboot, just because. After the second game, Hitman Silent Assassin, they stopped with numbering them, which kind of makes it hard to determine which is which. That's kind of the unfortunate problem when you decide to stop numbering your franchise. On one hand, you don't want people getting the wrong idea that you have to play like the previous entries, but at the same time, it makes it hard to determine which is which came first, unless you have the two games side to side and can look at the year of release. But yeah, I'm adding another Hitman game to my collection. I wanted to get the Xbox version, but unfortunately that is not backwards compatible, so I'll have to settle with this. Though I think maybe it did get re-released on 360 and PS3, but hey, might as well just pick it up now. Only $1. And Driver 3, okay. Yeah, so I've already shown off previously Driver San Francisco and Driver Parallel Lines, so this is the predecessor to those two games. And yeah, this has seen better days. Oof, yeah, that does not look good. Next up, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This time for the PS2. Yeah, this is gonna look very odd in my collection because I got Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on Xbox. I got this game on PS2, and I got Deathly Hallows Part 1 on Wii. Yeah, so much for consistency, right? But yeah, disc hopefully will work. Next up, okay, I was actually shocked to see this. Sonic Mega Collection Plus on PlayStation 2. Wow. So up until, I think for a while, this was like one of the best ways to play the classic Sonic games, because, you know, at least in a physical sense, because, well, you know, we did of course get like the Wii Virtual Console versions and the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, as well as the Xbox Live Arcade releases and PS3 release. This was like this, you know, contained so many games in one package physically for the PS2, which is awesome. And of course, being the Sonic fan that I am, of course, even though I have a lot of these games already on other platforms, it is still nonetheless a version of the game and another Sonic game to my collection. And yeah, oh boy, that disc does not look great, but hopefully it can get resurfaced, and hopefully it will work. I'm really hoping it will. Next up, Samurai Warriors. Now, I actually had the third game on Wii many years ago, but I traded it. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, I guess. But yeah, this is the first game, so hey, might as well try it out, assuming I can, because again, yeah, really bad shape, really bad shape. Next up, SSX3. Yeah, this is a snowboarding game by EA. I heard it's good. I think. Um, so might as well try it out and see if see if I like it. And then we're getting really close to the end here. Is the Here is the PS2 port of Spider-Man 3. I already showed off the Wii version, but of course, this is the PS2 version. And I'm willing to bet they're very similar to one another, except this one does not have forced motion control, so I might prefer this one, but who knows. Now, Spider-Man 3, for a lot of people, the movie anyways, was a bit of a disappointment, and unfortunately the game itself was also a bit of a disappointment across all platforms, regardless of which version you had. So I am curious, when I eventually play through all these games, just how much of a downgrade it is compared to 2. But I'll tell you what's not a downgrade. Hot Shot Golf 3 for the PlayStation 2. I'm not sure if this is available on PS Plus Premium, but I picked it up anyways because, hey, it's $1, and I really enjoyed the 4th game. I really did. Back when I owned it all those years ago, I had so much fun with that, and I'm hopeful we get to continue. Okay, actually, you know what? We are actually getting a new entry, and they're actually using the original Japanese game. Japanese title. They actually started doing that with the PS4 game, by calling it by its Japanese name, Everybody's Golf. Although that might have alienated some longtime fans because some of them may not know that it's called Hot Shots Golf. But with that said, I think the new game is actually called. It has the words Hot Shots in it, so that might help with the marketing. But we'll only know when when the game gets released. In fact, and speaking of getting released, it's actually the first time that it's coming to a Nintendo console. Up until now, it's always been Sony exclusive, but for whatever reason, they're now bringing it over to Nintendo platforms, which is interesting. Disc itself, got some scratches, but I'm semi-optimistic it will work. But yeah, that's the PS2 games. Now, quickly here, I'm gonna go over the 2 PlayStation games that I got. So first PlayStation game I have is Spec Ops Stealth Patrol. I had up until recently Spec Ops: The Line, the latest entry in the franchise, and also probably the last Spec Ops game we'll ever get because it's been 14 years now since that game came out, and it even got banned in Dubai because of its depiction of the country. But yeah, this is where the franchise got its start, sort of, in the PS1 days. I don't know if this is the first entry, but yeah, this is where the franchise got started, and I don't think the game's going to be all that great. I'm not sure if the game's... I can't remember if the game is on PS Plus Premium, but nevertheless, it was $1, so I picked it up. And hopefully I don't have to resurface this because it is actually a bit more expensive than a DVD for some reason. Next up is Medal of Honor. I think this is actually the first Medal of Honor game. It's obviously going to be very dated and janky. I don't expect it to be a particularly great game, but hey, I might as well try it out for the novelty of it, It is still, nonetheless, the first entry in the franchise, so hey, might as well see how it is. Okay, so the next game is the final game I have here, and it is Need for Speed for the PlayStation 4, developed by Ghost Game and published by EA. Now, I actually got the Xbox One version of this game previously, and unfortunately, it did not work. The system would just not recognize it. So, and unfortunately, the likelihood of me getting it resurfaced is very low because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Blu-ray discs are very hard to fix, sadly. So yeah, I'm hopeful that the PS4 version works. In fact, yeah, let's actually try it out right now. I'm gonna pop this into my system, well, my PS5 more specifically, and see if it works. Alright, so here we are at my PS5, and yeah, let's actually pop it in. Let's pop it in the correct way, because the very first time I tried with Destiny, I popped it in the wrong way. So, there we go. Alright, and yes. Okay, so my PlayStation 4 does in fact, sorry, my PlayStation 5 does recognize the game, which is good. So yeah, let's actually, let's see, according to this, is the copying the game. 18.69 gigabytes, okay. And I believe it's also downloading the patch as well, yeah, let's see. Okay, so the game, much like the Xbox One version, sorry, is 18.6 gigabytes in size, and the patch, actually, no. I don't even know how big the Xbox One version, actually, yeah, I do know how big the Xbox One version is. Yeah, yeah, so it is about similar size as the Xbox One version, and it's also got a patch, a 2.456 gigabyte patch, so about 20 gigabytes in total, which is actually pretty small for a PS4 game. Then again, this came out like earlier in the console generation rather than later, so file sizes didn't get so bloated. But yeah, hopefully it does install entirely. I'll be sure to let you guys know if it doesn't work. But yeah, for now I'm gonna assume it works. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video, guys. You know, again, even if like a significant number of these games don't work, I'm still very happy with what I got, just because it is probably the cheapest I will ever get some of these games ever. So even if I have to spend a couple bucks here and there just to resurface some of them, that's okay with me, because at the end of the day, I still save a lot of money. And I mean, just look at how much I have here. I have 51 games in total here, 51 for $51. That is an amazing deal, no matter how you put it. But yeah, if you stuck around for the last 47 plus minutes, as always, you know, if you like what you saw, leave a like, comment on what you on what you thought about the video, as well as the contents within it, and tell me, honestly, tell me about your experiences with some of these games, and subscribe. This channel is growing bit by bit, which is great. And hopefully one day we'll get to 1,000 subscribers sooner than or later. But yeah, that does it for this video. Good night, everybody.